everyone, welcome back to Alpha Art Gallery's Meet the Artist series. My name is Siyu Wang, and I'm here with Ritu Bajaj, who is an exhibiting artist for the New Brunswick Art Salon OU and Mixed Medium exhibition. Hi Ritu, how are you today?
Hi, you. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great, thank you for asking. I had the pleasure of seeing your works for this exhibition before it started. I'm fascinated by the colors in your paintings. Can you tell us about your background and how you get started in the painting?
Basically, I've always been interested in oil painting, and always been like curious to learn the best practices and techniques. So that's what. So back in when I was in school, I used to do these bio sketches where I would like really detail the diagrams and the sketches, and even probably sometimes even render them to make it look 3D. So I knew I was very interested in drawing and painting. So when I was back in India, I did learn a little bit, but then soon after I came to US in the early 2000s is when I did some sessions. But then eventually, I when I came here, I got into the staffing industry. I did work as a technical recruiter for about more than a decade. And obviously with my kids being young, life took over, and almost for a decade, I didn't really get a chance to get back into painting or drawing since my hands were full. So it was a bit later, like almost around like 2012 or so. I was on a break from my job with my kids, and I was like, I should take it up again. And, I was really keen on getting back into drawing and painting. And I started looking around, and I did a lot of classes, went to art councils, did some workshops. So it was like a quest for me to find the right kind of training, which is when I came across Marcel's art studio. And I had the privilege of learning from Marcel Franklin. He is a French master artist. And that was the time I was introduced to the realism movement and the realistic style of painting. And I would always feel like, but when I would paint, that I would never know how to finish the painting, and I would always feel like, okay, what's the next step? And that's when I spent a few years learning the technique, the right way to paint, and it just took off from there for me. And so, I was like spent several years. I did work on several different mediums. I did charcoal, graphite. I even did airbrush. So all these different mediums helped me, learn the true sense of art and painting and drawing. But I always have been very faithful to oil paintings. So as my work evolved, I did everything. I did portraits, I did still life, I did landscapes. So, but mostly my work on landscapes, and so just to sum it up, and like when I'm showing my work, it was actually also picked up by one of the book reviews by Harper Magazine. The editor reached out to me and was like, want to use one of your paintings for our book reviews, which was very exciting. And just last year, one of my the paintings commission work that I had done was picked up for the annual calendar, and it even made it to the cover page. So it's been an exciting journey. My commission works, the competitions I've entered. So it's been a great journey.
Wow, sounds encouraging. So, are there any specific artists, movements, or experiences that have inspired your work?
So, like I mentioned, I am really what resonates very well with me is the realism movement, is the realistic style of painting. And so that's where my work, my inspiration comes from, this style of painting. So I have trained extensively in traditional oil painting techniques, intricacies of fine arts in terms of drawing and painting. And that's the style that resonates a lot with me. Um, and then I see the work of a lot of realist artists, and that inspires me a lot. And That's what I try to stay up to date with.
Sure. So, you mentioned realism, but do you have a unified inspiration or direction for the works in the exhibition you want to share with the audience,
So
like the landscape or the style? Yeah.
yeah, the landscapes, like you see a couple of them that are behind me. So most of my work is, when I'm painting, I want to connect with people. So I feel like my paintings should show for a viewer who's looking at it, they should be able to relate with it. It's more meaningful, and it's also memorable for them. It takes them to that time and space. So these are, day-to-day things and day-to-day um, scenes that are always around us. And in our busy lives, a lot of times we don't stop to look at it. But when you see it on a painting, you relate to it. So I do try to get that in my paintings. And what also inspires, you would see in most of my landscapes, is a visual storytelling. So that's one of the things I like in my landscape, or I would want to connect, is that when I'm painting, it's one story for me, but someone else looking at it would probably find a different story in it. I might observe something different, and that's what keeps it very interesting. Although it's common, it's there, it's day-to-day experiences, and it's true to style, and I paint what I see. And it's not just taking pictures and painting. I spend a lot of time in my compositions. So even before I start painting, I kind of look at what elements of that painting should come together. In one of my paintings, it's actually two different locations. It came together as one painting, and you would not be able to tell, but it tells a whole story. It's called Times Ahead, and it's scene set up in Central Park. And but you would, if you see the painting, you would not know it's two different locations or two different pictures that I put together in order to create that painting, and everybody sees it differently. So that's what my for this exhibition, my focus is to do the visual storytelling, and hope it comes across like that.
Wow, that sounds great. So, could you share a project or a piece of work that you're particularly proud of? What makes it special to you? Are those two
Yeah.
paintings behind you?
Yeah, that's actually a hard one because, like I just mentioned, if you go on my website, you would see most of my work. There is like a story behind every work. So my website is fine art by Ritu, ritu.com. So I post most of my work there in different categories. So in each of them, you would see it's very personal, not just to me, but I know I connect with people also in those paintings. Um, so I did pick the sunset scene that you see. It's a sunset cruise that you see behind. So what I liked about this was the dramatic sunset and dramatic colors. We were on a sunset cruise, and I'm actually sitting at the edge of the boat and looking at the sunset. And you do, the sun is there, but the colors and the sky, it actually gives you the impression that the sun is going down, and at the horizon it gets dark, and it transports you into that sunset. What I liked was the silhouette of the boat that you see, and it's like the sailing ship. It actually like takes the viewer on that cruise, and it takes you like as if you're sitting at the edge. That's what I tried to capture in the painting, and even the water. So as color and texture, the reason I picked this is it speaks to both. Is like the water has the texture. It was this one actually kind of involved a lot of thinking because the waves were not like, there were different colors, different shades, and there was reflection, there was mirroring of the sky, and then there was the shadow from the waves and the direction of the water. So it's still, but there's still a lot of movement in the painting. So that's what I like about it. It's like it stands still, but it's like a nature's palette. It just takes you to the place. So that's what excited me about that painting, and I hope it comes across the same way.
Oh, I feel it. I feel it. Um, so besides the painting, what role does art play in your life? How do you stay inspired and motivated in your artistic practice?
Honestly, I'm always motivated to draw and paint. When I'm in my studio, I just don't know where the time goes. It's like I would turn around and I would have probably spent 6 hours working. So uh, uh, it's the whole it's self-expression for me. Painting is self-expression. Painting is relating with people, is the emotion it evokes. And if I see some, I'm always looking at compositions around me. So, as an artist, you look at things differently. So you're always, so my memory in my phone is always full because I'm always taking pictures of what I feel would be a relatable and a nice painting. So it always inspires me to do something realistic where people can relate to, and still, although it's relatable, it's what it is, but it's at the same time on in a painting. What realism allows is for me to even have that artistic freedom to show more than what's in the picture. So that's what keeps me inspired and motivated. And I have a great support. I have from my family and friends, and that's what keeps me going.
Wow, thank you. So, is there anything you would like to say to the audience regarding to this exhibition?
I'm actually very honored. Thanks to Alpha Gallery for choosing me as an artist and picking my work for this exhibition. I love the theme. Color and texture is one of my favorite. Always kind of, like when I'm painting, I spend more time on my palette before I even start painting. So it's like the process. So when I saw the theme, I was very excited about it. And also, I'm very excited to kind of see how many different ways the same theme can be expressed. So I'm excited to be in the exhibition as well as seeing the work of other artists as well. And once again, thank you so much for representing my work, me making a part of the show. I'm looking forward to it.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We can't wait to see your work at our exhibition titled Color and Texture Anthologies of Artistry, which will be unveiled from August 27th to October 19th, 2024. Thank you again and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Sue. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.